Alright, finally it looks like we can get the first day on the canal after 1.5 weeks of absolutely no wind here at the canal. And today is not an epic forecast, but it looks like we get like 20 to maybe 30 knots, and it's gonna be enough for me to do the first few runs on the canal. And everyone's already rocking up. I just rigged up 5.6 with the 40. I've never used the 40 board, and yeah, the skipper's meeting is at 12, now it's like 10:30. So what I want to do is get in the wetsuit and just try some starts here, not actually go down the canal, but yeah, just try to start on the 40 board because I've never used it before. So I'm gonna get in the wetsuit and then let's go. Okay, that wasn't actually so hard to start. It was quite fun with the 40, and now I really want to go down. But I gotta wait 1 more hour until the skipper's meeting, then we can do some runs on the canal, and then I will take the Insta360 on the mount and yeah, head down this channel and see how fast I can go.
Those, especially the first time here, or which don't go in these extremely strong winds, then let them just go down the channel. That's also in the starting of the day or the afternoon. The wind is perhaps not so strong, but it's already good to start to exercise the starts, etc. Just let them go. A lot of times the very fast guys, they don't even go out on the water when it's like this. So they just start to go when it's very, very, very strong. Then we have a different system of time measuring. We have the normal one, the videos which are running at the start and the finish. So everything is recorded in 60 frames per second because that's regulation. If somebody does a national record or a world record, then we will measure it to the 1,000th of a second the speed. And your own device over you can have on your other arm.
Yeah, as a backup, always good on the left arm. GPS. Also, if you want to post to the speed, the cell phone coverage in the finish area. So I had to change the system. Now the results are transmitted here, and from here, hopefully, into the internet. So we have a live ranking on GPS speed surfing and also on windsurf. But it's the first official test.
Okay, thank you.
Skipper's meeting is done, and soon this channel is gonna open and I'm gonna do my first run and of course take you along with the Insta360 action cam and yeah, hopefully get down there. But it looks like the wind is picking up a little bit. A quick interruption for the sponsor of today's video, Wind Lounge. Wind Lounge is an online windsurfing shop that is shipping worldwide and focusing on select brands and customer service. So if you need any windsurfing gear, you can always contact one of our experts, like myself. I'm the expert for 0.7 and AV boards, and get a consultation that is personalized to your individual needs. So if you want to check out the website, the link is down below in the description, windlounge.de. And yeah, if you want to get in contact with me directly, just write me an email at nils@windlounge.de. and I will try to reply to you as soon as I can. And yeah, now let's get back to the video and the canal action. Alright, I did the first couple of runs and my speed is now at like 42.2 knots on the 500. And yeah, I feel like I'm missing some speed and that I need a different trim here compared to what I need on open ocean, because it is so super broad. You saw in the finish there's like a lot of rolling chop, and yeah, I just cannot keep the pressure all the way through. But yeah, I think I'm going to put it on the helmet now and go out again and try some other fins, some other stuff. And yeah, I was using a 19 fin and that feels like I'm lacking a little bit of power. So now I'm going to put the 19.5 and see if it works better. Alright, first action on the canal finally after 1.5 weeks, and we did get 20 to 30 knots as you saw in the video. It wasn't super windy, but it was super good for us newbies. There were like 5 of us who never sailed the canal before, because we could get some practice runs in not so super strong winds and just familiarize ourselves with the channel. So how is it like sailing down this man-made speed canal? First of all, like if you see the videos, for some reason to me it looks wider than it is. Like if you sail on it, and at that speed, especially now we are sailing like 75-80 kilometers an hour, it feels really narrow going down the canal at that speed. And I cannot imagine if we get stronger wind days and we are even faster. Like there are gusts and lulls on the canal, and those gusts and lulls, they push you upwind or downwind. And yeah, sometimes, especially in the lulls, it feels like the lull is actually pushing your board to the windward side and into the sandbags. Like sometimes I was getting super close to the sandbags, and yeah, I really wasn't sure how deep it was there, so I'm lucky I didn't crash. And yeah, but I think the water level was fine. Actually, on the first day, the water level was a lot higher than it was on the second day. By the second day, it already dropped by like 10 centimeters, and especially in the finish, it was super shallow. There were like 20-25 centimeters of water, so like I always jumped off before the back of the board could really dig into the water, because then you will crash your fin, and actually some guys did crash their fins. But yeah, the fun of just sailing down this canal is just, it's so amazing. And yeah, the angle is really broad compared to free sailing on open water, so you really need a lot of power from the sail, and especially on the first day I was completely struggling with my trim. And if you saw my speeds from the first day, I was super disappointed because I was sailing much slower than I did on open water before, and yeah, I really expected more of myself. And then on the second day in the morning, Dirk Doppenberg from Point 7, who is also here, actually trimmed my sails, and now I know a lot more, so thanks to Dirk for explaining to me how these 0.7 sails actually work, because now I have a much better feeling for the speed trim on the speed sails, and I was learning a lot. And so on the second day I was going much quicker, even though the wind was actually lighter than on the first day. On the first day we had gusts were like 32-33 knots, the strongest ones I saw, and on the second day the strongest gusts were around 30 knots, and the base wind was also 2-3 knots lower. But still I was going 1 knot faster. I made a 43.22 on GPS, and on the official timing 43.03. And yeah, that's still not super fast, and I really need to work on the corner. Like the first corner, you're going down so quick, and what I did was actually open up the sail in the corner, because when the wind hit I couldn't keep it down, and so I wasn't getting the acceleration that I needed in the corner, and wasn't getting into the first gate with a maximum entry speed, and was just losing a lot of acceleration there, because actually my fastest times were at the end of the canal, like where the second gate is, where the finish gate is. I was usually getting around there with 44.5, 45 knots, and on the entry gate I was only getting like 41, 42 knots, sometimes even only 40 knots, because I messed up the start. And yeah, so on the next day on the canal I know now what I need to practice, and that is to get the better entry speed, because the more entry speed you get, you will keep it throughout the canal and keep it to the finish. So you just need to have the maximum entry speed into the canal. Alright, but yeah, I'm happy we got finally 2 days of action. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, it's kind of hard to me to film too much besides the action cam footage, because I'm really focusing on my speeds also, doing lots of runs, like 10-20 runs a day, and then you don't have so much time in between to do some interviews and stuff. But I will try to do more of those on the next days on the canal, and hopefully get some of those in. But yeah, still, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you to my Patreons as always. It really helps me with the gear and everything, and cover some expenses, so a huge thank you to you guys on Patreon. And yeah, let's wrap it up for today. I think in 2 or 3 days on Sunday we're gonna have the next big wind. Probably by the time you see this video it's already Sunday, so I'm gonna be on the canal. And yeah, see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
The best car in Namibia.